Hello students, myself Dr. Ankush Srivastav, Associate Professor in FGS Rama University. Students, today's topic is dissolution of contractual obligation, that is frustration of contract. When the performance of the contract becomes impossible, the purpose which the parties have in mind is frustrated. I repeat, when the performance of the contract becomes impossible, the purpose which the parties have in mind is frustrated. If the performance becomes impossible because of supervening event, the promisor is excused from the performance of the contract. This is known as doctrine of frustration under English law, and it is covered under section 56 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Now we shall discuss about section 56. Section 56 of Indian Contract Act consists three parts. First, agreement to do impossible act. First, agreement to do impossible act. An agreement to do an act impossible in itself is void. That is called initial impossibility. Now, second part, the contract to do act it afterwards becoming impossible or unlawful. Contract to do act afterwards becoming impossible or unlawful. A contract to do an act which after the contract is made becomes impossible, or by reason of some event which the promisor could not prevent unlawful, becomes void when the act becomes impossible or unlawful. That is called supervening impossibility or subsequent impossibility. Now, the third part of section 56, compensation for loss through non-performance of act known to be impossible or unlawful. Compensation must be paid to the person who suffered loss due to non-performance of promise. Now we discuss about illustration of section 56. We take the illustration of the section 56 of the Contract Act 1872. First illustration is if A agrees with B to discover treasure of magic, the agreement is void. I repeat, A agrees with B to discover treasure of magic, the agreement is void. That is initial impossibility. Second illustration, A and B contract to marry each other. A and B contract to marry each other. Before the time of fixed for the marriage, A goes mad, the contract becomes void. This is the subsequent impossibility. Now, the impossibility is of two types. First, initial impossibility, and second, subsequent impossibility. This illustration gives clear view about these impossibilities. Now, we come on the topic frustration. Frustration, the doctrine of supervening impossibility as enunciated in section 56 para 2 is similar to the doctrine of frustration. An Indian case, that is Satyabrat Ghosh versus Mugni Ram Bangur and Company, AIR 1954, Supreme Court 44. In this case, it has been held that subsequent impossibility covers both initial impossibility and subsequent impossibility. both. Now the doctrine of supervening impossibility comes into play in two types of situation. These are the two types of situation when the doctrine of supervening impossibility comes to play in a in these situations, where the performance becomes physical impossible because of disappearance of the subject matter. Where the performance becomes physically impossible because of disappearance of the subject matter, then the doctrine of supervening impossibility comes into play. And the second, when the performance of an act may not be physically or legally done, then are impossible, then the doctrine of supervening impossibility comes into play. The example of this second case is Creel versus Henry. Where a hall was hired for seeing the coronation of king, but the king was ill. Then in that case, the second type of supervening impossibility comes into play.